This project has kindly sponsored the Fleur Community Lucky Claw Collection by donating assets to the Treasury, generating a monthly prize pool for lucky holders. As with any investment, I highly recommend conducting your own due diligence prior to making any financial decisions. You can find all the relevant links to this project in the description of this video and also a link to the Lucky Claw Collection. With that being said, let's jump in. What is the Uppercent NFT marketplace? Is this like a completely new marketplace that's launching, or is it going to be exclusive to Uppercent assets? Like, tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I think the best thing to do will be to break down how our web app's going to work. So it's in production at the moment. Can't give you an exact date, but it will be this year. Let's put it that way. But I can't give you an exact date just yet. So yeah, let me just outline how the web app's going to work. So the first stage I like to look at is upcoming courses. So a section of the web app will be upcoming courses. And what this is for is essentially courses that we are working on, courses with creators that we're working on. And we can list them as upcoming courses saying, look, this is a course that we're working on at the moment. And members can essentially register their interest in that course before it becomes available for sale. So it enables people to watch a trailer video, learn about what the contents of that course is going to be, what they're going to learn from that course, learn about the creator, and then, as I mentioned, register their interest in that course. And this registration is almost like doing two things: entering a draw on one hand, which I'll explain in a second, and voting to say we want this course first. Because the courses that, we're going to launch 5 upcoming courses at a date in the near future, all at once. The course that gets the most interest and, most registers straight away, that's going to be the course that we're going to sell first.
Yep.
On the other hand, we move on to the next stage, which is, okay, so we produce that course. Now what happens? We conduct something called an initial course sale. So this is where, each course has a limited number of access passes. So say, for example, 1,000 in this example, and there might be 10,000 people that want this course. So randomly, or at random, should I say, 1,000 people from the 10,000 people that have registered will be selected to participate in the initial course sale. Essentially purchase one of the access passes available for that course. After the initial course sale, all of the access passes are community owned, and that's when users of Uppercent can list their access pass for sale. So they'll list their access pass for sale from within their members dashboard, and that access pass will be shown on the Uppercent marketplace. So you kind of want to look at this 3-tiered system. It's upcoming courses, registering the courses you'd love to learn from and have an access pass for. We then create the course and conduct the initial course sale. If you're lucky enough to be selected in the initial course sale, you'll own the access pass for the first time. Once you've used that access pass to access the course, taken all the value, you can list it for sale on the marketplace, and another member of the Uppercent community can go and purchase that access pass from you. And that process is pretty simple. You have a digital wallet connected to your account with Uppercent, so you can connect your existing wallet or create one. If it's someone that is outside of the Web3 realm, they can create a wallet that gets connected to their account. And obviously, when you complete the initial course sale, that access pass will go into your wallet, but it will be kind of represented as this access pass in your members dashboard. You can click access and start learning, and then once you're finished, you can click sell. And if someone goes and set the price, someone goes and buys it on the marketplace, then that will be transferred out of your wallet, and the funds will be transferred into your wallet, just like you would operate on any NFT marketplace.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it was actually going to be a question I was going to ask next about the idea of the supply and demand. And it looks like you're gauging the demand for it by having this sort of where people are showing the interest. And from that, just because 10,000 people say that they want it, it doesn't mean that you're going to mint 10,000, because, people will buy the course, but who are they going to sell it to, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
You're going to sort of only allow a reduced number of all of the people, or maybe a fraction of that number, so that the people that do take the course from this initial course sale, they have the opportunity to sell it. It's not like the demand's not going to be there.
Exactly. Yeah, you're spot on. You basically just answered your own question. I think it was meant for me, but you're right. From our side, the upcoming course, well, the way that the system works with something being an upcoming course, then conducting the initial course sale, then the marketplace activating, that's a system that we're going to refine over time for sure. But just to start with, it is important that we understand the demand for the courses for many reasons, and that is one of the reasons for sure. So let's see how we get on. But our aim is to obviously create secondary market value. So we're going to do our best to do that. And I suppose over time we'll learn and we'll get a better idea of what the supply should be for each course. We have a model at the moment in terms of how we determine the supply and what variants determine that supply, but that's only going to get stronger over time. So to start with, we just want to make sure that there's ample demand in place, and once ample demand is in place, decide using our model on the total supply, and hopefully it works well.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also going to be new people entering the ecosystem, the Uppercent marketplace at all times as well. So maybe if you have a course that's registered early and, it's the early days, not so many people are using the platform and there was only a lower amount minted, as more people come onto the platform, they might have an interest in buying that particular course, but obviously the minted NFT number is going to be a lot lower, so it could, potentially be a lot more valuable in that sense.
Yeah, and on the other hand, right, if say for example we do a course with someone who's relatively at the beginning of their career and they absolutely blow up, then that could be a situation as well, which the demand just skyrockets because this person has now become like a household name, right? So that's another aspect that could take place. And the art is you own that digital access pass. So it's the same as if you own an NFT right now. I don't know, say for example, you own a Bored Ape, right? You could have owned it from the start. You paid a couple of thousand for it maybe in the early days. It's gone up massively in value. It's come down. Like the value's constantly fluctuating. The supply and demand's constantly changing. And that's just the way that these markets work. So there are factors post the initial course sale that could influence the price and the demand specifically for a collection or a collection of access passes. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, for sure, we're putting a lot of time into making sure that we make the right decisions around the number of and supply.
Yeah, nice. And I know that the qualities are really, the actual content is really high quality. I think you mentioned it before, Jake, on a call that they're recording in 8K, right? It's like cinema quality. Do you guys have any sort of like royalties on that for the NFTs that are being resold?
Yeah, so I think I presume most people are familiar with NFTs. With a lot of I've got a lot of friends who are in the NFT, who are actually quite successful NFT artists, and they obviously sell the NFTs initially, but it's the royalties that they can end up sort of earning off, which is really fantastic. In fact, I had a couple of friends of mine who are really, really successful NFT artists, and they sold their NFTs at the beginning, but it's the resale that they continue to earn, and that's actually one of the most exciting parts of NFTs, right? That royalty. So what's the book market's about 100 billion? Is that right, Jake?
The resale market.
No, but the publishing industry is about 100 billion, something like that, basically. And the resale's about 26 billion. The e-learning market's double that, like 200 billion, and there's no resale. I think, when people sell books, that have been published, there is no royalty that's paid to the, to the author. Whereas this is a chance for these courses, hopefully, for our creators, the people who are actually creating these courses, to earn forever. This is almost their great grandchildren will still be collecting, because it's a smart contract. It's not something that you have to hope is going to work. And I guess that's one of the most exciting things. Yeah, we will take a portion of that royalty, but we also make sure that, and that's for things to keep, to support the platform maintenance, but also the creator themselves will take a royalty. And I think it's, I think Jake can confirm the actual number. I think it's about 5% or something. Is that right?
Yeah. It's going to be around the 5% mark to the creator, and the 5% mark to Uppercent, as of course we need to maintain the platform, and that's going to be kind of the main, let's say, recurring revenue stream for the business that's going to enable us to do that sustainably, as obviously we want to make sure that we can operate and provide a top quality service continually. So it needs to make sense from a business side that we can use that to, because at the end of the day, I think one of the differences here as well, which I'd like to mention, is we spend a lot of time, or shall I say Mark, is going to spend a lot of time on producing these courses. So as much as the creator is there, sharing their knowledge and sitting through the course, trying to produce something of that quality is, number one, extremely expensive, and number two, extremely time consuming. If anything, we're probably putting in 90% of the time to produce one of these courses, compared to maybe the 10% that the creator's putting in. So there's that aspect there. But from our side, we want to make something that's fair for the community, and something that can continue, or allow us to continue to build top quality content and maintain a great platform.
Yeah, I mean, you said, look, we're shooting at 8K, which is, I mean, that's cinema level quality. I mean, most TVs can only show 4, right? But we're trying to make sure that these are future proof, that they are really, I mean, obviously once you start putting stuff on the blockchain, hopefully this stuff will last forever, right? And and so we really need to make sure that it is really, really good. The only problem with shooting at that kind of thing is that you're dealing with the kind of technology, and the file sizes as well are astronomical. These are all the things that we're in the process of kind of sorting, and and things like that. But it's fun. I mean, as I said, lifelong learner. We're loving the process. But yeah, I mean, we need to make sure it's really, really high quality, and that the learning's really high quality. And so, I mean, I guess it's a business. We also need to make sure that we can sustainably do that.
Yeah, I think that's the big point there. Sustainability, it's you need that sort of residual income to maintain operations and continue to sort of expand the platform, I guess. One thing that I think is quite an interesting question is that, what's preventing a user from, say, unlocking the content and then maybe like recording it or saving the material themselves?
Good question. I'll try and take this one. So I think the first aspect is we want to build an experience that can't be copied. And the way that I look at that is, say, for example, Netflix, right? I could technically open Netflix up on my laptop right now and maybe just use some sort of screen recording software for each video, and then upload them to the internet. And there we go. Someone can go and watch that original Netflix series through my screen recordings. But why does no one do that? It's because the user experience that Netflix have built, number one, the price is fair. Number two, it's easy to navigate. Number three, people prefer the top quality and the immersive nature of Netflix's platform. So that's something that we want to try and produce with Uppercent. We want to make it this immersive experience that people don't feel the need to go and illegally stream. The same way as very, very, very few people do that with Netflix series. People just pay the money and they get the experience. So that experience will really act as a big barrier. But as well as that, we as a company still need to be aware that people could still copy content. And what I'm saying is, linking back to the immersive point, our courses aren't just going to be purely video. There's going to be text-based aspects, PDFs, presentations, quizzes. There's going to be so much there, right? So these things aren't going to be as easy to just copy and create an experience out of, because screenshotting or trying to reproduce a document is going to be some seriously hard work. So building that learning management system in a way that produces that experience is a great thing. And we'll build an experience that hopefully can't be reproduced. And the second thing, which I was going to get onto, but I felt like I needed to say that, is we're looking at implementing a process in the future where, and this is the art of the blockchain, this is the beauty of the blockchain, we can see who owns the access passes at what time, based on the wallet that's holding the access pass, and whose wallet that links to based on the membership with Uppercent that they have. So we can basically know who's holding an access pass at what time. And there's some really smart tech that we can use. I won't get into it too much now. That can basically, if someone goes and records a video, we can tell that it was from that NFT, that access pass. That was the content that was recorded. It was linked to
at that time as well, which is incredible.
Which we get from the blockchain. So yeah, if we want to, there's no way that you can prevent it. Like, oh, someone tries to record their screen or gets their phone up, and we're like, no, that's not going to quite be possible. But we can find out, or it's very possible for us to find out exactly who it was that pirated our content, which of course there's consequences for, which hopefully consequences that will make people think twice of doing that again. And then obviously the experience, which is obviously something that we want to focus on, because if we can create a great experience and no one wants to reproduce and copy, then that is fantastic. We really don't want to have to put too much resource down the other side. We'd rather put the resource in building a great experience.
Yeah, I think jumping in on that, Jake, the way I'd sort of see it, and talking to a lot of tech companies about this as well, is the carrot and the stick, right? So there will be a stick. We'll have to kind of create a way to make it harder to copy the stuff. But the carrot is that you're going to get such an amazing immersive experience that's far more than just the videos and the written content in it, whether it's as I say, there's some amazing technology that's so exciting, but really needs to run as part of the site. And then, the flip side to this also is that what I'm talking to the current creators that we're working with is creating long tail content. So that actually people have a real incentive to own the NFT, basically. And again, that we're still working on all the different ways that this can work. And I have to tell you, a few of them are so exciting that actually blows my mind. It's the kind of thing I would love to have had, 20 years ago when I was first learning about tech and things like that and stuff. But I have to say that we basically you make it so it is harder to copy and things like that, but you also make it so freaking awesome to own the NFT and the long tail that people will actually want to continue to hold these courses, because it unlocks things for them and it gives them experiences, it gives them access to things that otherwise, they wouldn't have. And I guess that's it. You just make it so awesome that people, don't want to, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, as well, if someone's just replicating it, recording the actual content, they can't prove that they own it, right? So, you have this on-chain data where if you're holding the NFT, then and that's what unlocks some of these additional functionality. Then, a screen recording just not gonna cut it, right? So I guess moving on. You're going to be creating new content over time, right? I'm sure you don't have all of the content right now that you're planning to launch in the many years to come. So are you actively approaching new candidates to teach in their specific field? Are you looking out for the next up-and-coming genius or protege? What's going on there?
Well, we already have some amazing people, people with millions of followers, and, but also people who are really respected within their fields. We've had actually a lot of already, which is just amazing. I guess it's also testament to our networks and, the word that's kind of, people are talking about this now, which is quite interesting. We've had a lot of applications from people already who are really, really excited, where I'm like, I can't wait to work on this. This is that exciting. But yeah, I mean, we're of course we're going to continually look, because that's our product. I mean, that is what people are going to be wanting to come to us for. So yeah, of course, we're going to constantly be looking for interesting people and expanding that wider and wider and wider, so that, as I say, it's a really constantly growing and evolving ecosystem that is just exciting to be part of.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's probably attractive to some of these knowledgeable people who may not be pivoted towards tech, where they sort of just being introduced to the concept of royalties as well, where they can create or record, one course and then have that residual income. Whereas if you go to, someone that's doing speaking on behalf of a big crowd, you just get the one-off payment, right? So that must be quite an interesting angle from the actual teacher's perspective. So I want to ask, why would people choose Uppercent and your platform opposed to just getting a generic course online or going to university? What is it that separates Uppercent and makes it so unique?
So I guess we've kind of covered a lot of some of these bits, before, but, I think the big thing is that, I've been teaching for 22 years and again, at the sort of highest end, mainly more traditional kind of education, but also in lots of other areas too. My main specialism for quite a while was actually making maths fun. Right, or at least trying to. Spoiler alert: it's not fun. No. I think that one of the ways that you that you do that, the way that you get people interested in something that is, I think, really, and why I love maths specifically in that kind of area is it's something that people find very, very challenging. And in fact, some people almost wear a badge of like, I'm bad at maths. Yeah, it's like and the thing is that I think that the way that you get people interested in almost any topic, by the way, whether it's maths or whether it's, I don't know, English, or whether it's accountancy, is storytelling. It's such a powerful learning kind of tool. Also elements of humor and analogies as well, linking ideas. So those are kind of your arsenal of really, really, powerful learning methods. I know I talked a little bit earlier about, my interest in neuroscience and psychology of learning and things like that. I think what we are able to do now, because the technology has matured, and really, I think it's only really started to mature in the last couple of years, which is so exciting, is being able to use all of this together to create like an immersive learning experience that people can really, really be part of. And of course, we're focused on kind of high value skills, whether you call them soft skills or practical skills and things like that people will actually help them become successful in business. I mean, Jake sort of mentioned, a little bit earlier, the kind of I guess, what was it you were saying, Jay, of the kind of, I don't know, like the mindset of learning is something that's really, really, that's really, really powerful. That it's very hard to, so it's that kind of stuff. And I guess putting that into an immersive learning experience that really is aided by, oh, there we go. I'm just, everything's going off basically. But aided by tech basically is exactly, I think what makes Uppercent really, really different, to almost anything out there. And I'll be honest with you, I want to give credit to the people who have been creating, amazing education resources for years, but the technology just didn't exist until now. We're at a really, really interesting time. So, and we are positioned just at the right time to take advantage of that and build it into our kind of core product.
Yeah, definitely. You sort of timed it perfectly in terms of the technology that's available now, and being able to integrate that into what I'm sure is going to be an amazing platform. Coming up, like what are the key milestones for Uppercent? What have people in the audience got to look forward to in the next months ahead?
Yeah, not just the people in the audience, but us as well. We're super excited about being able to hit the next milestone in the roadmap. We want to make this happen as soon as possible, but we also need to be realistic, which is something that Mark and I are working on, aren't we, Mark? So, yeah, I mean,
I'm an optimist. I'm an optimist at heart, and I'm like, when can we have it done? Yesterday, Jake. So, but it's good. I mean, that's part
that
of it, right?
we were in South Africa for a month.
Yeah,
we have to do it, but the main aim is we're like trying to move through the roadmap as soon as possible. But in terms of milestones, the first thing that we've got coming up is the Uppercent University program, which I'm going to discuss a little bit after this question. Let me just go through the roadmap. The second thing after this, so the Uppercent University program is going to be starting at the end of this month in March, and running for around 4 weeks. So that's only a couple of weeks away. Really, really exciting, by the way. So yeah, looking forward to getting into that. After that ends, we're going to start announcing some of the launch courses and creators that we're working with. After that, we're going to be straight onto the stage 1 platform launch. So this is where upcoming courses are essentially, where I was mentioning earlier, you've got upcoming courses, initial course sale marketplace. We're going to launch a stage 1 platform where we can announce all of the kind of launch courses, and people can start registering for these upcoming courses, and also access a couple of utilities as a member on the platform. After that will be stage 2 platform launch. This is where we bring in the kind of initial course sale and marketplace side. And then we're pretty much there in terms of that. That's our immediate roadmap that we're trying to get through as soon as possible, because past that point, it's just going to be optimizing and building the best product that our users want, listening to our users and optimizing based on their feedback. So that's pretty much the roadmap.
A lot to look forward to then. It sounded like you was about to like, go a little bit crazy there, holding your tongue about the Uppercent University. So
Yeah.
I'm guess a lot of people are intrigued about that, as am I. So why don't you give us a little bit more information on that?
Sure. So we wanted to do something for the Flare community between now and kind of that stage one platform launch, right? And as a learning company, we want to do something very beneficial, but by using the tool of learning and education, and at the same time reward the Flare community. So Uppercent University is basically a 4-week program which aims to educate and reward the Flare community in the lead up to the Uppercent launch. So it's a chance for us to really engage the Flare community up until that point, and for the Flare community to learn a lot more about Uppercent, right? That's also
Yeah.
another core feature. We're going to be drip feeding and teaching people about Uppercent, giving them insights that just aren't available online at the moment. So yeah, if I was going to break down the two sections of kind of learning and rewards, so we're going to be kind of running two things from a learning perspective through this period. Obviously, number one, every day we're going to be teaching people about Uppercent, but we're going to have two key things education-wise outside of that. Number one is the Web3 school. So it's 4 weeks long. Each week, there's going to be a special guest coming on who, let's say, are very seasoned in Web3 and have done some amazing things in Web3, and they're going to be doing something similar to this, right? Kind of a session on their journey in Web3 and teaching about a specific subject of Web3. So when we announce the Uppercent University, you'll be able to see who the speakers are going to be on the Web3 school. And so basically there's going to be 4 classes led by people that have kind of been there and done it in Web3. And it's going to be more of a live and interactive kind of podcast more setting in terms of how the class is going to be hosted. So people have the opportunity to ask these people, these Web3 leaders questions. So that's the first aspect of education. The second aspect will be, we're going to be doing like a mini four video course, which is going to be called, how to, I think the correct term is becoming the Uppercent. So what that means is, how do you kind of build that Uppercent mindset that all top achievers have? And again, there's going to be 4 videos there that Mark's going to be producing, and we're going to essentially put those out one a week through the duration of Uppercent University. The whole idea of literally of that side of education is to help someone kind of start shaping that mindset around what a top achiever, how the top achiever views the world, diving into habits, diving into routine, how to take action and things like that. So they're the 2 core components of the Uppercent University, the Web3 school and the Becoming the Uppercent bootcamp. And then off the back of that, there's going to be lots of FLR rewards. So for both of those types of education, right, at the end, there's going to be a quiz. So there'll be a quiz on the Web3 school, and there'll be a quiz also on Becoming the Uppercent bootcamp. And people can earn Flare rewards based on becoming like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th in terms of how they perform in the quiz. And then in addition to that, we're going to have other rewards running throughout this process which aren't related to that education, such as daily challenges. These daily challenges are going to be questions about Uppercent, they're going to be questions about Flare, they're going to be questions about or maybe just general brain teasers and things like that. So we're going to be giving away Flare tokens every single day, not just at the end of the 2 main bits of education through the daily challenges. There's also going to be an invite challenge. So who can invite the most people and get the most people to join the Uppercent Discord and help us grow our community. Again, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place in terms of, in Flare token rewards. Activity, who's the most active member during the Uppercent University. 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th are going to win Flare rewards. So yeah, there's just going to be like tons of rewards to try and give back to the Flare community in the run up to the launch of our stage 1 platform. But yeah, I think there's just going to basically be lots of chance to learn about Web3 from people top in the industry, lots of chance to learn about Uppercent, lots of chance to learn about that Uppercent mindset that someone should develop if they want to kind of hit the top achiever mark. And for doing all of this, daily rewards and some big rewards at the end.
Sounds like a win-win for everyone, and yeah, I'm particularly looking forward to sort of like these teaser sessions, or like a little taste of what's to come. So that's something to look forward to. How can people actually get involved with the Uppercent University?
So if someone visits uppercent.com/university, maybe we can drop a link in the bio or something for people to have a look, if that's okay. Obviously, it's going to be available for this 4-week period. If someone's watching this later on in time, kind of May 2023 onwards, we're going to drop the videos on that page anyway, so you might not be able to interact in the competitions and challenges, but you can still watch the content that's been produced in this period. So yeah, it's going to be available on that domain. Alternatively, look at our Twitter, so it's just at @uppercent_, and yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be a pinned post throughout this whole period, which will take you directly to this page on our website, this uppercent.com/university page. That's where you can learn everything about it. I've just kind of spat it out on here, but you can just take your time to read over exactly what's going to be going on during this program. And at the end, you can obviously have instruction on how you join. So basically, the whole Uppercent University is going to be functioning through our Discord channel. So the first thing you want to do if you want to get involved is learn a bit about it on this page on our website, and then join the Discord channel if you're not already in Discord, and learn about, look at the Uppercent University post in there to learn about how it's going to work. And then every single day it's going to be run through our Discord channel. The daily challenges are going to be run through the Discord channel. Information being posted out is going to be ran. Notifications for the boot camp and for the school are going to be run through Discord. So get in our Discord, basically.
Yeah, perfect. And for those that are watching, please do check the description below. I'm going to have a link to all of the social media accounts and the website, and a little brief description of what the Uppercent is. So I guess with that being said, it's been a real pleasure, and I thank you for taking the time to come out here. Do you guys have any closing words before we wrap up?
I would give one statement, and that is that I think we could talk to both, for both Mark and I right now, and that is that we're really passionate about trying to make change here, and all we can promise is that we're going to try our best. We're gonna give it our best and try and make something extraordinary here for the community, and I think that's the only promise that we can make.
You can't do much more than that, right? Anything to close, Mark?
Yeah, I think, I've said it already, and I think it's been obvious. It's a really exciting time right now, and this is a real passion project for us. But we obviously take it really seriously as well as that. Things like this Uppercent University, there are so many different ways that people learn. The gamification of education, all these different things, and we're trying to use all of it. But I would just actually say that we one of the things that's most exciting for us, although we do all the planning and everything like that and anticipating, is the things we're going to learn along the way. And so really we encourage the community to get in touch, and if you've got ideas and you think things are really cool and you want to share them with us, we actually want to hear. So do join us in the Discord and things like that, and be part of something that actually could be freaking magic. So yeah, come and join us.
Yeah, nice. Perfect. Well, that's a great way to end the stream. And once again, I just want to reiterate my appreciation for coming on.
Our pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So that pretty much concludes the interview. I really hope you enjoyed it. All of the links are in the description. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm out.